check around, see what's going on, and see what you can do so that you can really connect with each other. And then from there, you can support each other and root for each other accordingly. The people that you're working around are going through tough things, just like you're going through tough things. We don't always know what's happening. We can't always see it. Likewise, when I'm in the garden, I can't always tell when things are ready to be pulled. So right here, I'm sitting next to my radishes and I wasn't totally sure what was going on, but I decided to pull a couple radishes out and look at. They're beautiful and they're ready to go, okay? But what happens sometimes in workplaces is that we're working side by side with people and we really don't know what's happening under the surface. We can see all the big, leafy, wonderful greens, right? But we can't necessarily see what's happening underground. And so this is where I encourage you to really stop and to take some time to get to know the people that you're working with. And sometimes it's hard because you might have coworkers that are in different time zones. Maybe they're in different countries. Maybe they are even just one cubicle away, but maybe they seem like they're kind of prickly and they don't want you to be talking to them, right? But do your best, dig in and really try to get to know people. By doing so, it really helps you understand how people are doing, right? And then the more you understand how they're really doing rather than the, hey, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Okay, let's go deeper than that, right? Let's really get to know each other. And in that process of getting to know each other, then when stuff is tough or things are hard or whatever, then we can really start to root for each other, which is why I love this shirt. It says, let's root for each other, okay? And so then also what happens is that if something seems off, right? So maybe you work next to Bob and Bob's generally kind of a quiet guy. And then all of a sudden he just seems really extra cranky or something. That should be basically an alarm to you, some kind of a flag that's waving saying, okay, I need to check in with Bob and stop by his cubicle and say, Bob, like, what's going on, man? You seem a little bit off today, right? And really, and don't just let Bob just be like, man, whatever, I'm fine, okay? Just like, are you sure? You want to talk about anything? You want to go, let's go get a soda or something from the break room, right? So by doing those kinds of things, it really helps you to show compassion towards Bob, but also you are endowed with emotions, right? So this comes from God. We know that we have the ability to connect person to person. So don't let those things slide by. When you see something, pick up on it, go, okay, there's something off here with Bob. Do Bob a favor, okay? Check in with him and be gentle about it, right? We still want to show compassion and give people space, but by totally avoiding it, you're actually also going to be bugged by it. I don't know if this ever happened to you before, but I've talked to lots of people who say, I checked in on Bob and Bob didn't seem like he wanted to talk to me. But then later, I really found out that Bob was going some really tough stuff. And I know that I should have pushed harder. And I knew in that moment I should have pushed a little bit harder to say, no, Bob, really, come on, it's okay. Let's go talk. I'm happy to support you and to talk with you, all right? And so I just don't want you to have those kinds of emotions, you guys. Later being regretful, like, oh, I should have just pushed a little bit more with Bob and to got him to speak to me, okay? So do what you can, especially if you're noticing something is different, right? Or another thing to notice is somebody who's kind of normally what I call cranky pants McGee, right? So they're normally are just like off, and then all of a sudden they're like super delightful and happy and la 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 la, and it's like, okay, this is a red flag. This is not normal for this person, okay? So if you see that happening with that person too, say, hey man, you know what's going on, right? Or what's happening? And instead of saying, normally I'm used to seeing you cranky and then all of a sudden you're happy, right? Like, don't do that, okay? Because they're just gonna be like, what? Well, excuse me for being happy, right? It's okay that they're happy. But maybe what you can do instead is say, hey, let's grab lunch, or hey, come for a walk with me. I'm just going to take a lap around the building, or let's go grab a snack out of the break room. By doing that, inviting them to spend some alone time with you, what will happen is that it's going to help them to open up a little more. So then if something is really going on, it's going to come out, right? Because it's really easy for people to put a fake face on for a little bit of time. It's very hard for them to keep that up for a long period of time. And so, and when you get together with them and you're spending this little bit of one-on-one time, don't make it about you. Ask them, how are you doing? What's going on? Tell me what's happened in your life. And if you know anything about them, like, hey, I know your son was playing soccer, or didn't you just have a daughter graduate high school, or, whatever it is. Okay. So talk to them a little bit about those things that you do know in their life, and then that's going to help open up the window for that conversation to happen. But just remember, through it all, let's just keep rooting for each other, right? That's Again, why I love this shirt so much. Root for each other. Do those things that you can to really connect person to person. Really check underneath the surface. See what is happening. And if it seems like stuff is struggling, right? Things are not going well. And like in the vegetable world, if it seems like it's a stunted vegetable, something's going on, well, it needs to be nurtured, okay? It needs to have fertilizer. It needs to have water. Maybe it needs to have more sunshine or less sunshine or something like that. But you don't know until you start checking around, and then you can start making some adjustments. So the same thing goes for you with your team members. So check around, see what's going on, and see what you can do so that you can really connect with each other. And then from there, you can support each other and root for each other accordingly. And if you're needing more help with how to be a compassionate leader and a compassionate coworker, check out my book, Call for Compassion. You can find it on Amazon, and that will give you some good ideas about what you can do to truly have compassion for yourself and compassion for others as well. All right, my friends, get out there and do all that you can to grow as a leader. It's going to help your team to grow, and in the end, it's going to help you to grow your brand. Take care, my friends.